To start your coordination, head to soundbase.app and sign in so you're looking at your main project page. We'll begin by clicking the New Project button. For the project name, let's call this Main Street Festival, and in the location field, it is a major best practice to type in a precise street address rather than just a general zip code. Using an exact location allows the TV Scout API to use precise coordinates to calculate path loss and terrain data, which gives you a much more accurate prediction of which local TV channels will actually interfere with your receivers. Once you hit Create Project, you will see the frequency plot at the bottom populated with blue and red blocks representing the local DTV and public safety channels we need to avoid. Before we add any gear, we will need to finalize our environment by navigating to the TV Channels tab at the top left. Here you can see a detailed list of every active broadcaster in your area. If you happen to know that a specific weak channel is not actually a threat at your venue, you can manually deselect it to open up more white space for your coordination. Now we will move over to the Scan Data section. Since we aren't on site yet, we will click on Search to access the shared scan library, which allows us to see scans uploaded by other engineers who have worked in this exact location. Sort the results by date descending to find the most recent capture. Once you find a scan, click Copy to Project to overlay that real-world noise floor directly onto your coordination plot. This, of course, does not replace the necessity of doing your own scans, as things do change and data may be outdated. As a quick tip, when you do your own scan at the venue, always turn off all your transmitters first so you can see the background RF you're actually fighting against. With our environment set, we can now add our equipment by opening the Profile Manager on the right side of the screen. A fundamental rule of coordination is to add your most constrained devices first, meaning gear with fixed frequencies or narrow tuning ranges, because they have the least flexibility. Search for your specific manufacturer and model, such as Sennheiser EWG4, select the correct frequency band, and add your required quantity as uncoordinated. You will notice these appear on your list with red icons because they haven't been calculated to avoid the TV channels or each other yet. To keep our spectrum organized, we will now open the Band Plan tool. This is essential for wider teams because it allows you to reserve specific lanes of spectrum for different device families. We will create one allocation for lav mics in the lower frequencies and another for IEMs higher up, making sure to leave a small guard band of about 2 MHz between them so your high-power monitors don't overwhelm your sensitive microphones. In the Group section, click the plus icon to add a new group for the IEMs. Select your band plan from the drop-down menu and add your required quantity as untested. Now that our gear is assigned to these reserved lanes, click the Recalculate Incompatible Only button. The software will now perform thousands of calculations in seconds to find frequencies that avoid both external interference and internal intermodulation distortion, or IMD. Finally, we want to get this plan to the rest of the crew by clicking the Share icon to generate a real-time site report. In the settings, make sure to enable the Is Deployed view and edit permissions. You can now text this unique link to your assistant or print it as a QR code to tape onto the equipment racks. As your team syncs the actual belt packs on stage, they can check those boxes on their phones and you'll see the green check marks appear on your master screen instantly, confirming that the plan and the physical stage are perfectly in sync. To think about it another way, building a session this way is like writing a score for an orchestra. By giving every instrument its own track to play, you ensure that the whole performance sounds beautiful without anyone hitting a sour note. We hope that this initial introduction to SoundBase was helpful. Be sure to stick around and watch this space for upcoming videos on all the features of SoundBase.